my friends. Welcome to another episode of the Nuclear Heatwave Wrestling Podcast, brought to you by Mafia Sports Report. I, as always, am Dr. Love, and of course, we got, look who we have over here. I see him right over there. And that would be Sauce Bronson, baby.
So, Doc, anything on your mind lately?
Lately, yeah, of course. Whose house?
Swerve's house.
Swerve's house, baby. Yes.
just one small rant. To the jerk who sold me this Windows computer.
Oh, here we go.
And all the hard times that I went through. I say I hope that all the power in your house goes out for the next month.
Oh no. Well, you know what? There you go. Don't call you to get power back either.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
There you
go. But basically, I bought it for $40. Basically, I just bought a motherboard in a case for $40, and I went through 7 hours of headache trying to figure out what was wrong. Yeah.
So, man.
So to the person that sold me that computer that claimed that Windows 11 was on it, and it wasn't, and it was a janky hard drive, yeah, count your days.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Sauce, I'm sorry. But karma. Just think about that. Karma is always a thing right there.
Oh, I do hope that hope that she knocks on his door and just gives him a good roundhouse.
Roadhouse? Oh, roundhouse. Gotcha.
Either or, she can give him a roadhouse. I don't care.
So, first and foremost, you can actually see me. I'm not in a dungeon now. We got light, so it looks a lot better now.
Looking good over there, Doc. Oh,
yep.
And then today I decided, I have this thing where I start a TV show and I don't finish it, so I just go on to the next one. So I'm in the middle of season 2 of The Bear, and I stopped there to watch first season of Ted on Peacock.
Okay, first off, finish The Bear. There's only 10 episodes in each season, so it's very easy to finish.
I finished. I did I think I left off at episode 5.
You probably left off at the best episode of season.
Whatever the episode was, the last episode I watched was the Christmas episode.
Okay, now you have to they're kind of like together. They have to watch the next one because oh my gosh,
we'll get there. But right now I've been hooked on Ted. I'm on episode 4 or 5 right now.
Gotcha. I hear you.
On Peacock, not a sponsor, but I'm just saying, it's got me through 7 hours of hard times to deal with this stupid ass computer I had to deal with.
I got
but
you.
We made it.
We made it, and we're here to talk to you guys about the AEW's newest pay-per-view, the AEW Dynasty show. And before that even starts, we got CBM with CBM. Tuna Meltzer said every match on Dynasty was minimum 3.5 stars. What a joke! And we will talk about that.
Really, sure. Not even the one with the Australian Japanese wrestler.
Oh my gosh! Let's talk. Let's go.
I'll just say the Japanese wrestler that's from Australia. He only gave him 3.5. That's crazy.
And CBM. Oh, this is nice. This is to get us ready for a future show. Waiting on that APA shirt. Always pounding. So one idea we are going to be doing in a future podcast is some of the most ludicrous wrestling shirts ever sold officially by WWF, WWE, WCW, whatever you want to say. And there's been some bad ones. Val Venus, cock locked and ready to load, and it's very much, designed the way you would think it's exactly designed. And a few others. But yes, the APA one, I remember that one because I remember it because the design was just ugly. I'm a man that likes art, and I like symmetry, and they just threw words everywhere. They're like, you know what, just type, throw it on the word. That's good. Get it out of here. Let's print it. And before we go on, you just mentioned Peacock. Well, I think CBM has a different name for it. The last thing I watched on the cock was Lana versus Nia Jax in the My Whole match. Oh God. Oh God.
My lane Brian Queen did not become champion last night, but that's all right.
Oh, we'll talk a little bit about that for sure. But let's get moving on with this Dynasty show because there's definitely some good, there's some bad, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. There's the good. There's the what they call the good, the bad, and the hook. Yeah.
There you go. I see what you did there.
Oh,
So real quick, I'm only gonna do these real quick. So if you got something, I'm doing the pre-show ones, and the reason why is because, well, there's a reason for it.
There's one match I understand why.
Yeah. So we're just gonna talk. Trent Beretta defeated Matt Sydal. Yeah, Matt Sydal. Yeah, that Matt Sydal. In 8 minutes by submission. Okay, no one cares. Whatever. That now you've got Orange Cassidy and Shibata versus the Shane Taylor Promotions. All right. And Orange Cassidy beats Shane Taylor again with a knockout punch. I'm sorry. No. No. I'm sorry. I cannot get behind this. I cannot get behind this at all. I'm over Orange Pockets, Orange Cassidy. I get it. You're like getting grittier. Now best friends is like, Trent Beretta left best friends. You're not knocking out Shane Taylor, who's a boxer. It's just not. No, it insults in our intelligence. It really does. Oh God, I don't know. They didn't need to win either, by the way. Orange Cassidy did not need the win. If you were trying to push Shane Taylor's promotions, then guess what? Have him win. Have him knock him out and then stand over him and, let Orange Cassidy have a little bit of like a losing spell. That'll make him maybe have to not necessarily change his character. Yeah, right there. And CBM, that's what we're talking about. See? Shane Taylor actually trained as a boxer. So let Orange Cassidy lose. CBM with the win with the names. Pockets McQueen must have some dirt on TK to be pushed like this.
Got to be.
I like the name Pockets McQueen. It just doesn't make any sense. Let him lose. Let him Shane Taylor kind of walk over him, beat him. He gets up dejected. I'm not saying put him on some massive losing streak, but just enough to where it's like he lost his best friends. Oh, he lost his. So now he's got to rebuild. Whether he rebuilds Best Friends 2.0 or he does something, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And how much he's getting pushed in this aspect. So
Doc, I got an idea. This is just armchair booking.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to lose a streak. But every time he loses, he gets himself together. He stands up. He looks defeated, but he puts on the glasses. He looks at everybody. He does the half thumbs up and just walks out the ring.
Yeah. And you know what? And that's fine too, because guess what? The fans are still going to like him. They're still going to like him because they just like that character.
So it's not like he's doing like Austin Aries where he just like no sales to finish. Like,
oh my gosh.
He'll still, get the pin. He might be down for a minute. Collect himself, get himself back together. Eventually, he'll get himself up together, then, do this Orange catchy shtick and, have thumbs up and call it a day.
You're right. He still would sell it. He would still do all that. Unlike, like you mentioned, Austin Aries or Matt Riddle most recently did the same thing.
Wow.
He lost the television title, New Japan television title, back to Zack Sabre Jr. Second he got pinned, he just rolled out of the ring and just walked out and just was joking with the fans as he was walking out. Didn't even sell his finishing move or anything. So that tells
you. If I was a wrestler and somebody did that to me, when I get backstage, I'm just gonna swing on you. I'm just gonna swing on you. Because I think that's one of the ultimate forms of just disrespect.
It's extremely disrespectful, yeah. So a 12 and a half minute match for that. And then, of course, you had the main event of the pre-show, 0 Hour.
Which is where I came in at.
Yep. And this is another one where it just makes me so angry. But yeah, so you have the 6-man tag team title unification match. Well, okay. They called it was winners take all. They didn't necessarily call a unification match, but this is AEW. They never explain anything. But yes, you have.
I know as a guy who who loves as a guy such as yourself who loves the intake information, I can only imagine how frustrating it is every time.
It is very frustrating. It gets even frustrating. Frustrating. I know. Now I'm making up words. Here we go.
If I say no, you know what a customer is? It's a customer who's frustrated.
I like it. There you go. Patent pending. There you go. We'll make it work. So you got the Bullet Club Gold, who's people like hot. They're behind it. And then you got Acclaimed, where it's like Acclaimed is relegated to a pre-show as champions. Like, it doesn't make sense why this couldn't have been on the main card based off of a couple of matches that were on this card. I'm just going to put that there.
So Doc, you know who else did a tag team title unification match on a pre-show?
Yep, that was Miz and Big Show, I think, versus the Colognes at WrestleMania.
No, it was close. It was Miz and Morrison.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was Miz and Big Show.
No, Miz and Big Show was after Jared's show, so that was like
Jared's show.
That was like
okay, gotcha. All right.
I mean,
but yeah, pre-show of WrestleMania. Yeah.
No, because they needed more time for Kid Rock and whatever stupid ass match the other they had too.
Snooki was probably on that show. Who knows?
But, something that was important, something that was built up, and I remember getting to Bailey's, getting myself situated, and I'm just watching the match. I'm like, wow, they really put this on here. So they didn't get the payday, and yeah.
Nope. So, this match happens or whatever, and it is what it is. It wasn't like a terrible match. They gave him 15 minutes for it, and Bullet Club Gold, they leave the winner. And
as they should.
And it's fine. That's good. I don't know. Like I said, I'm more mad about this as not, again, being relegated to the pre-show. But
hey, Doc, imagine if AEW, they had like a Sunday Night Heat or Velocity show.
Oh, I thought they did. It's called Rampage. What are you talking about?
I stay
and Collision. I'm sorry. They have a couple. That's their Sunday Night Heat and they're jacked.
Imagine if they had a jacked show where they just go over highlights for the week and then they show a couple like matches that no one's supposed to care about, and you look at the programming and you have MJF versus Kenny Omega. That's how Tony Khan thinks over there. But the crazy part is the same people who ripped WWE for doing that with the Colognes and the Miz Morrison, the same people who ripped them for that are the same ones who will defend what Tony Khan's doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. I mean, you can't argue with that whole internet wrestling community. It's extremely toxic because you got certain people that are going to just be only on your one side of one promotion or another. If anybody talks bad about one or the other, then they'll defend it and like stupidly defend it. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, you can't sit there and say a match was not good when it arguably was good and it was like a good match. If it was AEW, you're a WWE mark. It's like, you can't sit there and it was a bad match. You're like, well, yeah, I can. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. I mean, you can't argue.
My simple solution to all this is, right? Don't have a pre-show. Don't have a 0 hour. Just start your card at 7:00.
AEW needs to even think about that regardless, because especially when their shows tend to run a little later, they need to start at 7 anyways. Like that should have already happened. And that 0 hour started at 6:30 yesterday. They just announced it. It was a 90-minute 0 hour. So that confused a lot of people because they've only ever did an hour long one. So, oh God. So, and then of course we got, oh God. So we got CPM with the bangers here, TK likes to make matches, but he's not a real booker. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Is there a star here? Boom. There we go. So that's a favorite. There's a favorite comment if I've ever seen one. Not a real. Where Booker T comes out of nowhere, like, I know he's not a real booker. Like, Booker T, get out of here. We're not talking about you. But and then of course CBM with TK is awesome. Talks to hire Nikki Bella. Why? I'd rather see Charmel versus Jenna Maraska 2 for All In than that.
Now, yeah, Nikki Bella, I agree. Nikki Bella, she's a WWE wrestler. Her wrestling style only works in WWE. You can't have her go over there. She basically be a worse version of Jerry Cargill going over
there. Wow. Accurate. Oh, man. But we're going to move on to the actual card of this show. Starting off with the opening match, which is where they put Mr. Rainmaker, Mr. Kazuchika Okada, in the opening match, defending his, Continental Championship. Yeah, I guess versus Pac. And this was a very smart move to put this as the opening match.
Get the crowd going.
Get them going. They gave them 20 minutes to open the show too. So and they did very well. It was very interesting watching this match too, for the big reason that, I've been watching Okada for what seems like 10 years, but like a little less than that. But and I'll tell you right now, I'm not sitting there saying that he's like, oh, he's moving slow or anything like that, but he is. He's not the spry guy that he used to be when it came wrestling. He definitely is still a great wrestler. They put on a really good match. But Pac there almost seemed like he had to kind of like dial it back. Yeah, he had to kind of run it and dial it back for Okada, because we all know how, Pac can wrestle. And honestly, if, Pac deserved that title, but the problem is Okada just won it. Now, mind you, he just won this, and I hate, you're going to laugh, this fake title. Yeah, I said it. I basically said this because you can't have an international title and then a continental title. It's the same thing. It's the same purpose. This was different because you're doing this continental classic. Cool. Well, why couldn't you do a tournament with the international title? Because that's the same thing. You're basically doing it's the same premise of that belt. You just couldn't say the word intercontinental title because WWE owns it. That's your main only reason. So now you have two belts that are the same thing. I don't know. That's just in my opinion. If they ever want to do a Triple Crown belt again, then it has to be this continental and it has to be the international belt along with whatever else. If you want to do it again, those two would have to be it. That's just it. That's my opinion.
So to add on to the tail end, it's like I said about Okada. I wasn't there when he first started. Wasn't there for the beginnings. I just know when it comes to Okada, from what I've seen, watch him is like it's a slow burn. And sometimes, and the guy like Pac, Pac is like as soon as he step in the ring, he's like that 3-year-old toddler that just once that toddler steps his foot on the floor, like that toddler they do not stop running. They'll just keep going and going and going. And I'm hoping this ain't one of those things where when Okada comes over here, because of different styles, when I clash, it just makes him look, ends up making him look exposed, or making him look kind of, I want to say past his prime. I don't want to say past his prime, but it just makes him stand out the wrong way.
There, yeah, and that's what I was trying to like allude to when I was talking about it. It's like he can obviously wrestle. He can do a great strong style wrestling. At one point, he was kicking him in the face, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Because he's like, "Do it, let's go." Hit my face. But I don't know. Like I said, I like that they signed him. That's cool, but giving them that title this quick. The only thing that makes sense is because they didn't have much faith in this brand new title, anyways. It was just made to win when you won the tournament, and Eddie Kingston had it as a Triple Crown. That was basically it. There was nothing else to it. But actually, as for the pure wrestling aspect, though, it was great. Yeah, it was very good. Get the crowd hyped up. 20 minutes. Yeah, so I still give it I still like the match.
So let's do this. I like where you're going with this. Hold on.
I like your style.
I like where we're going. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. It's my first day. No.
It's my first day.
So where we going with this match?
All right, as people don't know, we got this is our rating scale here, Nuclear Heat Wave. We don't do halves. We used to do halves. We don't do halves. It might have to be a rare, very rare, but we're not going to do them anymore. We do headlocks, or as you can see, the worst of the worst with Shockmaster. A 1-star or one headlock would be the cheeks. Oh, we still have to change that to cheeks. So.
Yeah, my bad. Well, I'll
No
get on
worries.
this one.
We'll get that next time. No problem. And then of course you got Man Meat Worthy. You know, if there's something above and beyond. This match though, I'm gonna give it a 4. I'll give it a solid 4.
I think that's fair.
Mainly to see Pac. They're letting Pac show what he's got, and hopefully they continue with it. But you never know because with TK booking, we don't know. We really don't know what's going to happen now. Is he not going to even be on TV now for a few weeks, or is he going to show up now?
Who knows?
You know, that's what I'm saying. We don't know.
Well, I definitely agree. The only reason I'm giving it a 4, I mean, it's definitely a solid match. Enjoyed it. But the main reason I'm giving it a 4 instead of a 3, only because it was the opener. So being that, getting the crowd hot, there is something about a match when it's an opener. If done correctly, it can set the tone for the rest of the pay-per-view. So
there you go. And that's where ratings in a general sense are different. It's not just about the match. It's about a lot of other things, right? How it affects the entire show, all this kind of, there's a lot of different things that people don't look into that for it. And but yeah, I like it. So wait, we got 4. That's what I'm talking about. All right, moving on. We do have the House of Black. So you have Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews versus TNT champion Adam Copeland, not defending the TNT title at the show. Eddie Kingston, who is still New Japan Strong champion, not defended at the show. And Mark Briscoe, who is the new World Ring of Honor champion, not defended at the show. So you have 3 champions put into a 6-man tag just to fight House of Black. All right, so let's talk about it for just a second. House of Black, they're great. I do, and they really are. Malachi, we've already talked about him a lot. Brody King is a beast. Sauce is not the biggest fan of Buddy Matthews, though, I don't think.
all I'm saying is he's just Genetti of the group. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. So looks like we do have another chat here. We got time for UFL football. Thumbs up, brother. Thumbs up. Well, thank you. Thumbs up there too, because we have right here.
You stopping by.
Sauce Bronson is a lifelong Michigan Panther fan.
2-2, baby.
So he's very excited. But yeah, so Brody King, badass monster. Just seeing him in the ring, like with Eddie Kingston, I'm like, oh god, here we go. This is like the bum fights. People say they never watch or they would never watch them, but they watch them. They find them online.
I watched plenty during my time.
Yeah,
thanks to good old LimeWire.
Oh gosh, your computer got super AIDS when you had LimeWire.
Well, my auntie's computer. Sorry, Auntie Winola. Yeah, may your computer rest in peace.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, we destroyed that. Yeah, LimeWire destroyed that computer.
Oh my gosh! But I mean, it's a 6-man tag match. We've talked about them before in the past. It was what was interesting, I guess, about this, in my opinion, is the fact that how they treated Edge, Adam Copeland. That's what I thought was the interesting thing. They are actually setting up a singles storyline for Malachi Black. And that's probably the best standout part of this whole match is Malachi ends up getting the win clean in the middle of the ring on Edge. So that tells you, okay, all right, now we're working here. You guys can win a tag team title, 6-man tag team titles, but let's push Malachi and let's give him a singles title run here. And I think they're finally going to do it, because right there, if booked properly, could be a banger match. Malachi versus Adam Copeland. No other shenanigans going on. Just have them fight. Have a stupid stipulation or something if you want, but I think that'd be good. And I think that part of it was the best part. That is, again, Eddie Kingston and Brody just fighting.
Hey, listen, stipulation. Whoever wins the match, like I say, whoever wins, they don't have to ever wrestle in the state of Arizona ever again. And that's just a throwback to Edge. He didn't want to wrestle John Cena because he was like, in Arizona, he was like, Arizona didn't recognize Martin Luther King Day, so he said he couldn't wrestle for a crowd like that.
Oh my God.
It was great because he was a heel when he said it.
Wow. It almost reminds me of that time when WrestleMania 18 was in Toronto, and you had Christian renouncing his being from Toronto, and he said he was from like Florida or something. Now residing in like Tampa, Florida or something. Like, it's just so funny because it's like you have to try that hard to be that heel. Oh my God, how ridiculous! But
as far as Malachi Black, put them together. Let Malachi, just let him just pretty much control the match, dictate how they want to do things. And Edge, he, just as a veteran, just let him just coast along with the younger guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there isn't much else to it than that. Time for UFL football. Who Lions going to draft?
I pray to the football guys that we don't draft a wide receiver. That's all I'm gonna say. We don't really need to let anything outside of an offensive line will be a waste of a pick. That's all I'm saying. But let's get back to a little bit of pro wrestling.
CBM with a TK should cover all the patriarchy's faces with blue dots. Oh my gosh. CBM, you were just coming through with the bangers today. We appreciate it for sure. Oh yeah, and they weren't at the show at all, none of them. So that tells you something right there. Not even Nick Wayne's mom. I think she was busy. Hey, CBM, where were you at with Dynasty? And Nick Wayne's mom wasn't there. Wait a minute. That explains why he might not have been there at the show. Sauce, But as for this match, yeah, it's kind of, there's nothing else really to it.
3 headlocks for me.
Yeah, 3 headlocks. Guys did their job. That's the best thing to say. They did their job, and this match would have definitely been like a 2 headlock if any other pinning combination had happened, in my opinion. If Edge had won anyway, whatnot. That's what was, in my opinion. But they're actually furthering the storyline, and we're gonna hopefully get soon the built up for a storyline for Adam Copeland and Malachi for that TNT title. Right. You got to remember, the build-up has to start now, because now with these pay-per-views, they're getting done. You have their big show, Double or Nothing, next month. It's the Memorial Day weekend. So now it's not like how they have the longer periods now. They're adding all these shows, and hopefully it doesn't bite them in the butt, when it comes to adding these more shows to the schedule. So I don't know. The crowd was hot though. I will give them credit there. That crowd was a pretty good crowd the whole show, especially for the later matches. So it wasn't like they were like dead.
Their first time there.
Yeah. Yep.
So that can add to it as well, because according to Tony Khan, apparently only people in the state of Ohio, Illinois, and Florida only like professional wrestling. So.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot. He thinks Michigan doesn't do anything, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
But that's a rant for another day. So who else? What else we got?
Oh boy. Well, here we go. This will be a very quick one. So Willow Nightingale defeated Julia Hart for the TBS Championship. Now this is the first ridiculous part of this. This had a house rules match. Did they explain the house rules at all in this match?
No.
All right. Do you want to know what the actual house rules were?
But yeah,
guess what? Sauce, you're hearing it. You're gonna hear it. The actual house rules for the match, it was not like a hardcore match. It wasn't anything like that.
Okay.
House rules were Willow's stipulation was that Sky Blue and Chris Statlander were barred from ringside. That was it. So the two girls for each of them were barred. That was it. Like what? That was it? They never even said it. They never said it one time that was why they weren't
there.
Not,
like they just showed on the screen. Justin Roberts didn't mention anything.
And you're telling me that we got deprived of Sky Blue on this pay-per-view? What? Okay, now TK, you know what? This was going to get a 2 headlocks. Nope. This is a cheeks. This is a damn cheeks right here, man.
Oh.
No, here's another reason why. 6 minutes. 6 minutes is all they gave him for this match.
That's minutes. I was going to give him 2 headlocks, but cheeks off all right.
Well, I wasn't going to give it 2. But now the fact that Sky Blue was not even on the card, not even there ringside.
And the only reason why I gave it 2 was because Willow, she came out, she ended up, going over. So.
Yeah, and I get that because they're kind of setting up for the rematch with her and Mercedes.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And that's all. Like, it was pretty much guaranteed going to happen. I give Julia Hart a lot of credit. How young she is and how much she's matured as a wrestler. Got a good character going on there. So I give her a lot of credit too. But the fact that they only gave them 6 minutes, and you'll see why for some of these other later matches. That's why they cut their match down because of it. So,
who else we got?
All right. So let's see. I'm trying to see what I had here. Of course, my phone is. Oh, there we go. So another match here that I know a lot of people were excited about. Maybe it's slightly being sarcastic or not really. Is you had the International Championship, Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly in a undisputed. Whatever feud, Undisputed Era, Undisputed Kingdom, whatever. I mean, at this point, it's this match right here. These guys know each other from the back of their hand. They can
play wrestle each other in their sleep.
Exactly. And was the match bad? No, not at all. It was a very good, standard, straightforward match. But that was it. I just, I get why
it felt like he was watching a Dynamite match.
That's the best way to put it. It definitely felt like it was a match you would have seen on Dynamite, or even in the main event of Dynamite. Honestly, if you were pushing the International Championship, which for a while they were, I mean, look at it, was main eventing, but it was only main evented when Pockets had it. So let's talk about that.
What's the name of main event in the pay-per-view with it once?
Moxley.
I say Cassidy and Mox, yeah.
Yep. So they're exactly. So then they, it's like there was nothing else to this match. 17 minutes they gave them, too long in my opinion.
Yeah,
too long. That should have been probably a 12-minute match.
I was just about to say 12.
Yep, 12 is a sweet spot. I feel like 12 minutes is a good sweet spot for like an undercard or mid card type match. I feel like
guess what?
Makes sense.
Could have cut it back to 12 minutes, and 2 of those minutes you could have added on to Willow's match.
And there you go. But I think CBM had a great idea for that match because, more ratings. Roddy versus O'Reilly in a TNA style fish market street fight, which is a real thing that Devon Dudley was part of in TNA. Look it up. Not going to lie. Absolutely happened. I can't even make that up. And then, of course, if TK wants ratings, he should book Willow versus Julia in a coal miners glove match. Oh God, no, I don't think so. But oh gosh.
But I will say, as far as this match goes, I give a solid 3. Guys out there do what they're supposed to do. Belt got defended. They got the mission accomplished. It wasn't really nothing crazy spectacular, but I mean, it was a good match though.
Yeah, but you know what? I got to start being a little bit more aggressive, and I'm gonna give this a 2. I'm gonna give it a 2 Mainly because we don't do our halves anymore, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But I gotta give it a 2. The problem is the storyline's not particularly furthered. They're gonna say it is. Oh, okay. Actually, there was one thing at the end that has nothing to do with this match, but the now realization that Adam Cole is no longer in the wheelchair. Adam Cole is healthy and able to walk on his own and yada yada yada. I'm like, all that reminded me of is in WCW when Kevin Nash was in the wheelchair and he had the fake cast and they like flipped it off and they were like, he's out of the chair.
And Shawn Michaels did a Triple H.
Shawn Michaels did Triple, yep.
Yeah, before these 3 stages of hell match.
Yep. But he does it here and like no one cared. They're like, oh, okay.
At least Shawn Michaels did at the WWE restaurant.
At the
They used to have that spot in New York.
Yep. So you had the World is what they ended up changing the name to it.
Yeah.
Which is funny if you think about it because it was WWF New York and then the World, and now they use the World as the name for the experience that they have now. That experience that they do, it's called the World. I'm like, oh, okay. Do you have food there? Do you sell food? Oh my God. In CBM, you're not wrong here. Riho is even bigger than Adam Cole. WTF? Ain't that the truth? Yeah, she could probably kick his ass too. I'm just saying. Let's talk about that. We don't want to talk about that.
I'm just saying, when Booker T said how Adam Cole needs, to bulk up a little bit and, give himself to a wrestler's body, everybody crucified Booker T for it. But since Booker T said that, Adam Cole's been injured about 3 or 4 times now.
Yep.
So who's right? Who's right at the end?
Right. And CBM, you just took the words out of my mouth. I was about to just talk about her. But by the way, where's Britt Baker? Is she in witness protection? I mean, who knows? Who really knows? But I was about to talk about it because, can we have her instead? I still think the whole gimmick would have worked better with her. Like if she was the actual devil, have a chick be if there's any girl that could totally be like the leader of a male group like that, Britt Baker could have done it. Heel Britt Baker. But no, Adam Cole wants to he wants to be pushed around in a wheelchair. Hey guys, what's up? Oh, and then of course, CBM makes sure to let people know Booker T has actually made money in wrestling. Adam Cole actually should listen to him, but alas, that's for another day. But yeah, so this Adam Cole, what now? Are you gonna wrestle now, Adam Cole? Let's see. Let's wait and see. So, oh man. But moving on to, I bet this was your favorite match of the night, my friend. I bet so. Oh my God, let's just talk about this. All right, I had to take a minute to hold on for the FTW Championship.
Shockmaster, that's my rating. No, he is Shockmaster. Here's my thing. Here's my small little rant. One, I can care less about Hook. If Hook disappeared off the face of this planet, I would not care. 2, he is a waste of a character slot in that organization, whatever you want to call it. And the only reason why he there is because of his father.
Yep, you nailed it.
His character sucks. His wrestling sucks. Everything about him just sucks. Even his stupid little Kingdom Hearts sword hair sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, everything about I cannot stand this. I'd rather see Ronda Rousey take his place in AEW.
That's a good match. Ronda Rousey beating the shit out of Jericho. Yeah. Okay, that'd make this match move up in the ranking for me. Yeah,
we'll take it only the booty cheeks.
So I'm not gonna lie. Here, take that down for just a second. I'm gonna have a little rant here about this match, just with you and with you guys. Okay. For one, this match, they had build up for weeks for this. Every week they had some build up for it. Why? This should have never been on the main card, but guess what? Jericho could never have imagined being on the pre-show. This is a pre-show match in any other group, but yet Jericho. The match ran 16 and a half minutes. 16 and a half minutes. Give 5 of that, at least 6 of that, to Willow Nightingale. So her 6-minute match can actually be a 10-minute or 12-minute match.
Add those 2 minutes on, so
now
at least they would have 15 minutes.
Jericho comes out with the Lionheart gimmick. Oh, I'm sorry. The learning tree gimmick. It comes out as the babyface. Fans are booing him, chanting to retire. This is boring. Jericho sucks, and he's the babyface in this.
Hey, you heard it was like, go home, Jericho, go home.
Yeah. So, and then this is absolutely true. CBM right here. He actually let me know more about this. Jarrett NDA actually trying to trademark the learning tree, blatantly ripping off the legend Ernie Ladd. Jarrett, go away. Just needs to go on the tour, lip syncing, and get off of our TV. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Ernie Ladd was the original the learning tree, and he's actually trying to say now trademark it. It's ludicrous. It really is. And the fact that he actually had the audacity to come out here, have a match where they spray painted on the trash cans FTW. Remember, they were taking out the trash cans from underneath, and they were like whose job was that? We were talking about it. Whose job was that to do that? This guy is he's like, I hate my job.
Hey, there was some good craftsmanship when it came to spray paint on the trash cans.
I know why. This guy's like the Banksy of the roadies for wrestling. But
hey, watch out! I say, watch out. I can't remember the painter's name. Just I forgot where I was going.
No, that's fine. But yeah. So, anyways, there was not one thing about this match was a redeeming quality. Not one.
Oh, there's one. There's only one part of the match that was a redeeming quality.
What's that?
When it was over.
When it was over. Oh my gosh. You know what? CBM Hook needs Bill Alfonso and his whistle to get over. I don't even think that would work. I don't, because people would just hate his stupid hair and his stupid gimmick and his stupid leather jacket, just looking like he's trying to find someone to buy him beer outside of a bodega or liquor store. That's Hook.
Yeah. But as far as this match go,
Oh, you gave it cheeks.
No, I gave it Shockmaster.
Oh, you did? I thought you said cheeks.
No, I forgot why I was gonna give it booty cheeks at first.
That was
this is a Shockmaster match.
Shockmaster for me too. What?
This is a rare moment. Unanimous Shockmaster.
There we go. Yeah, that's what she said, I think too. But there was zero. I knew it too. I knew he was going to win that belt. I was like, why? Another belt that really doesn't mean anything, especially now. It only meant a little bit in the old ECW.
And that group that Taz was running when he had Powerhouse Hobbs, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks. When he had that little crew, that was the last time that belt really meant something.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's interesting you just mentioned. You just mentioned 3 people right there that weren't on this card. Just saying. Let's just make that. Let's point that out clear. Oh yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs is on Dynamite tomorrow. He's going to fight Moxley for the IWGP World Championship. Yeah. Okay, he's going to win. Sure. Whatever. Okay. Again, another rant. But yes, unanimous Shockmasters. This match was. Ugh. I gotta wash my hands now. Anyway, so we're gonna move on. So we do have the next match, which is for the women's AEW women's match or championship. Timeless Toni Storm versus the returning Thunder Rosa in a 15-minute match where we saw Toni Storm retain the championship against her. And I liked it. I liked the match. I think Thunder Rosa has improved since coming back from injury and wrestling. I think she definitely improved. I like the match. I think I can't get enough of Toni Storm. Her character's great. It's a great character.
Quick, Doc.
Yeah, what's up, Sauce?
It was a good match. It was a very solid match. If you were a guy who was not following no AEW, you just watched this, you just came over your buddy's house, watched this match. By the way that the match was booked, who would you assume was the heel?
Yeah, exactly. So watching it, you would have thought, like Tony Storm was the heel.
No, you would have, the way I was looking at it,
yeah,
like you would have thought what's the name was the heel? Rosa. Like the way she was wrestling, how stiff she was getting sometimes.
And that's what
it just seemed like to me, just the way that she was, the way that whoever produced this match, whoever set this match up, like it was almost like a double turn, even though it didn't happen at the end. But that's just what I saw.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what happens in those kind of matches. Like weird, they want to wrestle like their old style wrestling, but then they got to realize that booking wise, it doesn't really make sense, because if you're supposed to be the face, and fans were kind of cheering Thunder Rosa a little bit, but Tony Storm, they like better. She has to do every heel tactic under the book to get people to try to boo her, but they don't want to because her character is so good, And I'm still a fan, definitely still been a fan of signing Mariah May from coming over from Japan, because she works really well as her valet. Case in point, last show when she dressed up as old Tony Storm, great for the character, So, yeah, she right now should not lose that belt for a while. Like she should not lose that title. I don't know who off the top of my head, because obviously they're already got pinpointed for Mercedes to get that TBS title. Like it's already like straight line to get that. Yep. But for the women's title, I don't know. It could. I would just have her beat everyone possible. Maybe a returning Britt Baker gets put into it if that happens. Because wouldn't that be something actually? I don't know how they do it. But imagine this. Britt Baker comes back, and it's the aggressive, angry Britt Baker that we saw wrestle before. The one that had the crimson mask and was bludgeoned and everything.
Right.
What if she fought Tony Storm in this type of match? And again, I don't know. I'm not the computer guys, or I'm not the guys that do the filters. Imagine doing the filter where it's black and white, but where it was red, they would change part of that to be red on her if she was bleeding. You wouldn't have to do it the whole match, but like a couple shots in the ring and she's busted open, black and white, and then that like a Pleasantville type effect. I don't, you know what I'm saying? That would be so ridiculous, but it would be so cool because no one's ever done that. You're right. You know what I'm saying? WWE did a little bit of the vaudevillains with the black and white, but that was only like their opening, their entrance, not like during the match doing it, So I think that would be kind of cool. Right. Match wise, though, as for the match, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna give it a 3. I'll give it a 3 headlocks.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. 3.
Yeah. It will be interesting about Thunder Rosa if they're going to do kind of rematch or rubber match or anything, because if she comes back after all this time just to lose, it would suck if she just kind of got knocked back down a peg or two. So we'll see if she gets a rematch and goes forward that way.
Right.
But CBMS, when I was mentioning Dynamite's main event, New Japan must be dying if Plumber Moxley is their champion. American wrestler. They love their Americans being champion. And yeah, I was shocked too. I didn't when I saw that he had actually won that belt, that ugly ass belt. But that's for another time. And we are going to talk about actually the tag team titles here in just a little bit after we're done with the pay-per-view. Excuse me. But moving on, we do have which Dave Meltzer, and again, we don't ever put much stock in what he says. Dave Meltzer has already went on record saying that this match was the best match he's ever seen in professional wrestling history. So he said, you look it up. So it's already going to get like 8.5 stars, probably by his standards. But you have Will Ospreay defeating Bryan Danielson by pinfall at 32 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, is it the best match of all time? No. Was it a very, very good match that I was very entertained by? Absolutely. Absolutely, for sure.
You want to get the ratings out the way first?
We're going to get the ratings out of the way first. I'm no Meltzer Mark, but that was man meat worthy right there.
Oh, yeah, definitely man meat.
Man meat worthy. It really was. Because you got two guys that are workhorses. You got Bryan Danielson, who just a few years ago couldn't wrestle because of his neck injury, couldn't get cleared. That was WWE doctors, but you know what I mean. And then he comes back and then has a second, third renaissance coming back to wrestle. It's insane. These guys put on a clinic that was just over the top. You know, some of the stiffest shots I've ever seen, you know, and now setting up a storyline that's actually kind of interesting. So they've been doing this storyline, well, not storyline, this part where Ospreay uses the 91 Tiger Driver. Dangerous move, but can be done correctly. And he did do it correctly. A lot of people are trying to say he botched it. They don't know wrestling.
Like, even like the evening, our buddy, somebody like, oh, I think he missed his neck. I said, look, I said, pay attention to replay. He clearly fell on his shoulder blade.
Yeah, they sell. That's the whole point. They sell it. He's selling the injury and the fact that, you know, he ends it by still hitting them. And then he stayed with them afterwards. Like, I think what they're going to do is that you're going to see him break away from the United Empire, or what's this group called? I don't know what this group's called.
The Callis family.
Yeah, I think it's going to break away from that. And like Fletcher and them, like that whole group. And you might see something like that happen. Because right now, Bryan Danielson, he doesn't have to wrestle now for like, he said he's done this year, I think, right? Done. We'll see.
I heard.
Well, he doesn't need to wrestle right now for a few months. I don't even want to see him. You go and you get an ice bath for a while. You go kiss your wife, you know, and then make sure her stupid sister doesn't come by. And then, but yeah, what's up?
You know who else is their final year in 2024?
Who's that?
Dustin Rose, aka Gold Dust.
Yep.
How fitting, just hear me out. How fitting would it be if them two wrestled each other's last match?
Oh, see, that'd be cool. Yeah, see, that's cool. I'd like to see that, man.
And Daniel Bryan goes over.
There he goes over.
Well, actually, knowing him, he'll probably put Dustin over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gosh, there was just so many good spots in this match that actually made sense. That weren't just the spot after spot. Like at one point, Ospreay did his like flip over move, but then immediately Danielson hit him with the like Shining Wizard. I mean, he cracked him right in the head with it. Because a lot of times that move, like it kind of just it looks okay, but it's not really. He cracked him right in the head with it, and it looked good. The whole, like everything just was believable. You honestly could believe Danielson could have won that match. You could, like just how they booked it. And it was just cool to see. A lot of people I was reading didn't like the ending, that he kind of just was, like I said, like he took advantage of him being hurt. And again, he wasn't hurt storyline wise. No, that makes sense. He's a competitor. He's trying to win the match. UFC, you keep fighting until the ref calls the match. You know,
yep.
You keep fighting until, so it's just that match right there is something that everyone should watch if they say they watch professional wrestling, or you know, they watch some Japan stuff or Mexican stuff or anything like that. Have them watch that match. It was good to see. It was good to see that Bryan Danielson. It's just crazy. It looks like back when, you know, years ago, like when he was in the Super 8 tournament. And then when he was little Daniel Bryan and NXT or you know, the old NXT, I should say, and then WWE and all that stuff. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool seeing it. And what's crazy about this pay-per-view is they backloaded this pay-per-view of banger matches. You know, like you have this match, then there's no breaks. It goes right into the tag team title match and then the world title. It's like, oh my God, what's going on? What time is it? You know?
Right.
But yeah, definitely a man meet worthy for sure on that. It was anybody definitely have a chance to watch it. If TK was smart, this is again, I don't want to sit there and say like is he smart or not, but he should make that match available for people to watch for free without having to rebuy the pay-per-view or buy the pay-per-view or something. If he was smart, put it on AEW.com or on the socials or something, and you can even do like an abbreviated version of it partially if you wanted to, like a 15-minute part of it, because if you wanted to, but you should do that, because then if you want to get people in to watch it that maybe didn't want to buy a new pay-per-view, haven't watched AEW, that gets them into it. I mean, in a sense, look what happened before with Ospreay and Ricochet. Their New Japan match went viral, and that was getting people all crazy into it. It's nuts. So, yep, man meet worthy. But we're going to move on here. Let's move on here. We got so the tag team title match, the Buckaroos. That's Sauce's favorite right here. The young Buckaroos. The EVPs versus FTR in a ladder match, which again I didn't even know was a ladder match. I didn't even know until, and it's for the vacant, the most dominant champion of all time, vacant, for the vacant tag team championship. So I know my brother would love this one because this match was a good match. Sauce had a good thing here. And by the way, guys, it's been a long weekend here. So Sauce, he might be a little tired. Just saying, he might be a little saucy back and forth. So just saying. But yeah, we'll get through it for you guys, for America. So, but let's see. Then we got Amy Wagner here. Sure isn't Pat Patterson and Rowdy Piper time. Yeah, right. Absolutely. Oh God, thank you for the chats for sure. We love talking with all you guys. But when it comes to this match, no one wanted the Buckaroos in it, but they knew they were going to be there. It was a pretty good ladder match. There were some pretty good spots in it, And the biggest thing, though, for God's sake, who could have guessed that the scapegoat himself, Jack Perry, comes in the match to interfere in the match, and everyone freaks out.
Imagine if Papa Mafia was in that living room when that happened.
Oh, he would have lost it because he loves Jack Perry. He loves him. Oh my gosh. Then we got another chat here. We got a D-Town guy now. So what's up, man? What's going on? But yeah, so I think I was still just shocked when I saw him. I was like, what's going on right now? After all the stuff, technically you're still under contract. So what, you showed up and now you're not going to do anything, but now we were in New Japan and you were selling merch there and you're doing stuff. Like, what's going on right now? I don't know. All I know is that basically with that being said, EVPs end up winning and they're the new tag team champions again. So the match was good. It was a good match. It's a ladder match. These guys have done this in their sleep too. Like we basically are talking about, it was good to do a ladder match though, to not have them get pinned to lose. Sometimes if you get pinned or submit, then obviously it looks worse. Looks worse than just a ladder match where that.
I think it sometimes depends on who you are, because there's some people that can get pinned and it doesn't hurt them. So
that's true. No, yeah, that's absolutely true.
But it's like case by case scenarios. Nothing that you could obviously paint a broad brush with. So
yeah, 21 minutes for that match. Could have been a little less. Honestly, could have probably been about 3 minutes. Could have been about less or so. But it was good. But no, I say it was just a 3-star.
That's fair.
I'd say just a 3 headlocks because it was. Yeah, it was pretty good. The Jack Perry thing was it was a surprise, but was it enough to make that jump up one more headlock? No.
Like, it was a solid match as far as ladder match goes. Hardwood definitely, I'm sure he definitely went straight to the hospital afterwards because
oh yeah, he was
he
he got busted open, and I think he cut a little too deep there, and
then there was a ladder spot that he ran towards and just almost obliterated himself.
Yep. Yeah, I saw. I mean, that these guys, and that's the thing. These guys kill each other. They kill each other in these matches. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So, but all right, let's see. Oh, interesting. My phone's having an aneurysm, I think, right now. It keeps on flashing at me, so I think I need to get a new phone. It's like, what's going on? Is this Morse code here? Oh no, it's just okay, cool. That's nice. But yeah, so yeah, 3 headlocks for the Young Buckaroos, the new tag team champions. I think they're the winningest tag team champions now in AEW history. So maybe get other talent to win the belts. Maybe just maybe TK. But anyways, now we move on to the main event, and that's where you have Samoa Joe defending his AEW World Title against Swerve Strickland. And let me tell you, it's been a long time coming, man. Long time coming. But
yeah, I will say
that it's finally Swerve's house.
It went from us ranting about why this guy is on TV, why this guy isn't being booked halfway decent, to here we are now. Because mind you, Swerving Our Glory was an awesome thing, and then they broke him up, and then we haven't heard since they broke it up. I think we saw Keith Lee on TV like 5 times.
Yeah, and you saw him on WWE TV because of the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, I watched that live.
Yeah, so we saw him more in WWE TV than we have on AEW TV in the past few months. So that tells you something. That's not a good thing right there. But yeah, Swerve finally gets the gold. Finally gets the gold with AEW. And 18-minute match. Honestly, that's all they needed. These guys aren't the completely different style wrestling, but they made it work. They made it work, and I was just happy to see it. God, it was a good match. It was a good match because Joe can always put on any kind of match. He's a perfect guy to win the title, be your champ, but he can also put people over too, and that's what happened here. So, Swerve winning this title, I'm happy, but where do you go now with him? What feuds do you work with? And I swear, if anybody says Hangman Page, they're banned.
You got that shot as soon as you want it.
Yep. Oh my God, that's something. And we got D-Town guy right here. Oh, whoa, D-Town guy, he sucks. He sucks. You're talking about Hangman Page, I assume. You're not talking about Swerve right here. Hold on. Well, wait a minute. Well, hopefully we get some clarification from D-Town guy.
Oh, yeah, we know you're talking about Hangman Page. But I will say...
Hangnail Page, yes, I know.
I will say, with Swerve Strickland, definitely saved Samoa Joe's AEW title run, because at first all he had was Hook. But then got the triple threat in, and then Swerve. So Joe's run went from pretty much like, what was the point, to it was okay.
Yep. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And Swerve had a couple of good spots in that match, some real stiff work he was working with, and him doing his version of like the coup de grace, which is even more devastating because he's catching them high up on the chest, even high up or closer to the face on it. So, I honestly thought right there at the end he was going to roll out of it, or Samoa Joe was going to move out of it. But it's like, nope, we knew it was over. So let's get ready for. And Nana, who was happier? Swerve or Nana. I think Nana was a little happier. So it's it's the time of Swerve now, and so with this pay-per-view, who didn't come back? MJF. So
yeah, I think they saved him for next month.
Yeah, double or nothing. But that makes the most sense. As for actual rating for this match, I'm giving it a 4 headlock for the sheer fact that Swerve deserved it. Storyline, it worked. Like you mentioned, building up with the triple threat, building up for this match. He's worked his butt off for multiple different companies to get to this point. And you know what? There isn't enough African American world champions too. So that also helps out. That's also great too to see. So, and his work ethic, he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it.
And all he needed was Prince Nana.
I know, right? I know.
All Prince Nana needed was him.
Like, I know. They work so good together. Like I see them like in a field, like the old Smash Brothers commercial, and they're in the field of daisies. Together. Yep. So, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm in agreement. Definitely a 4 headlock. But nice. Even let's just say he did lose his match. I think that probably would have brought it down to a 3, maybe. But overall, it was like, regardless of like the title changing hands, it was a good match.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, see that.
But overall, this Doc, how we feeling about this pay-per-view? If you had to give it a headlock rating, what would you give this?
So, I think the best way to do this is that we have to take off the Shockmaster and the Man Meat Worthy matches. Take off because they skew. I feel like they both skew it, or they, you know what I'm saying? If you take both those matches out of the equation,
okay,
then the pay-per-view itself,
about a 3 headlock.
Yeah, and this is where again a half point makes sense for a pay-per-view only, because I would almost say a 3.5 just for that purpose. But for our purposes, a 3 headlock will be fine.
Listen. We in 2024, we can't be finicky. We got, as they say, you got to be a man about this when it comes to these ratings.
Oh God, okay, Macho Man Randy Savage, like against Hogan. Yeah, be a man. Come on, Hogan, be a man.
Imagine, just for a second, Doc. Imagine if Macho Man was like one of our special guest hosts, and we were to say like, "Yeah, I give it 3.5." He'd be like, "Ooh, brother, ooh, I know you want to take it up to the next level.
Yes, that's level right there. Let's go.
Give us a 4, brother." Or he'd be like, "Ooh, I don't think so. I think we want to take it a 3."
Yeah, that's
I'm just saying.
That's accurate.
This is the random stuff that goes in my head while y'all at work.
That is accurate beyond belief. I love it. Oh man, but so that's Dynasty. That's AEW's new show, pay-per-view. Not bad, not great. But then of course some great wrestling between Ospreay and Danielson. So that's good. That's nice. And then of course Double or Nothing is next Memorial Day weekend. But one thing we definitely want to talk about here, just for a little bit, because you know me, I'm a belt guy. I don't know if you could tell. Belt, what? Who? Where are they at? But obviously, last week, they decided to finally, let's say it again, finally, debut new tag team titles. Thank you, God. Penny titles are retired, and we now have the Raw World Tag Team Championship and the SmackDown or the WWE Tag Team Championships. We're starting off here with the World Tag Team Championship. Now, the pictures that you're seeing here is basically based off of what the replica belts look like. Now, I know that they are basically what the belts look like, but sometimes they do have some slight changes. But for the most part, this is what you're going to get. It's what I like about the belt right off the bat. It's two-tone. You got the two-tone dual. I'm sorry, the dual-plated gold and then the silver backing to it. They are definitely staying in line with the world heavyweight title. Not only with the side plates are basically very similar to the side plates of the world title, and they're going for the kind of the whole not nugget texturing, but you know what with the lions, the griffins, stuff like that.
I'm thinking about chicken nuggets right now when you said that.
The chicken.
I'm thinking more about dino nuggets, but yeah.
Oh boy, now you're talking. Now you're talking. I know people are groaning at the fact that yes, it's got the WWE logo in it. Of course, it's going to have the logo. That's the company. Like UFC's belts have UFC right in front. You know, why are people complaining about this so much? You know, it's crazy. It's very.
I don't mind it. I know what they were trying to do.
But yeah. So I like the little, even the little side plates or the bars, I should say. I'm fine with that too. You know, they have a nice kind of regal design to them by kind of mirroring the world heavyweight title with the gold eagles and griffins and stuff like that. And then just a little bit of jewels on it. And what's the small thing I like about this, which when we talk about the other belt, I'll kind of give you my point on that. I like that they put red in this. You know, it's technically. Yes, is it on Raw? Yes, but it's not a Raw belt. You know, the draft happens next week, and watch these guys get drafted over to, SmackDown, and have to defend those titles. Because that's how it was back when there was the World Tag Team, the WWE Tag Team. If they were on the different shows, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to keep them on Raw for on Raw. But I just like the little red. I like the font. I think the font really looked nice on these.
Just listen, Doc. Just tell me where you want to go.
For what? Oh, yeah.
Just say as I'm moving.
Oh no, you're right where I'm looking at. So yeah, the font on it. I thought it was a nice font. And then of course, if you go down a little bit, just a little bit more, so where the champions are at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I thought that was a nice font there too for it. I think that font is the same one they used for Night of Champions. I'm almost positive, except it was flat. It wasn't curved. I'm almost positive it's the same font they used for the pay-per-view, the Night of Champions pay-per-view. So, which is fine. But all in all, I'm a fan. Could the center plate have not been a circle or like a pizza? As some people.
That's what everybody's biggest complaint because I even looked at it and it's like, okay, you got rid of the big penny-looking belt for a prettier penny belt.
A prettier penny belt. Yeah.
That's how I think most people viewed it. Like, if they were to change the shape, even if they would have just made it like a little bit like oval, I don't know.
Some people said that they should have probably made it look similar to the 93 WCW Championship, or also known as like the Vader / Ron Simmons World Championship. Because it's round-ish, but it's got its own design to it. If it had something more like that, I could see where people maybe were talking about that. But the circle design is a classic belt, regardless. It's classic in its simplicity, But I think they made up for it with the bars, with the side plates, because they could have went with smaller side plates, but they went with what they got on there, because of course they have to have the big enough for the custom side plates. But all in all, I'm a fan, and they do look good on them too. So when they were holding the belts and everything, they do look good. So
you ready for the SmackDown?
Yeah. So then of course on SmackDown they debuted the WWE Tag Team Championships, which I've got my own opinions on them, good and bad. So
I think these are better of the two.
And here's the thing: the picture does not do it justice, because when you see Grayson Waller and them have the belts on SmackDown in person, they look much better. These again are the renderings that they used for the shop, WWE shop, for doing the replica belts. Obviously, I'll talk about the pros right off the bat. Yes, they designed it off the original tag team title, which then again was then used for the SmackDown, the WWE SmackDown tag team title. Very smart decision. They listened to fans about that. I like it. I don't think it was necessary to make this a 5-plate belt. I think that was a very weird decision, given that the last 2 plates are they're too small. I think if you were going to go for kind of like a big belt with like a lot of plates, those plates should have been at least an inch or half inch wider.
What are we talking about? Where we at?
Talking about how it's a 5-plated belt. So I think the side plates all the way at the end should be a little bit bigger. See where the strap is right there. Like if you see where the strap, if the plates were as big as where the strap cuts down there, as opposed, then I would like it better. I think it went too small for the 5th plate, or I guess we'd say like the 3rd plate this way. Yeah. I just don't think it was necessary, and I don't like that. Just I like when the belts have like a curve, like they fit together, but I feel like these ones, the side plate with the custom side plates, should have been squared off. It should have not tried to fit the contour of the main plate like these do. And again, it doesn't really do it justice because it does fit better when you see it like in person. Because when I was watching them on SmackDown, but I think they should have just said, "Let's be like the other belt and be flat, like cut it off." Well, it's got the little bumps, but all on purpose is it's flat.
Yeah,
it didn't need to curve to the center plates. That was my biggest thing about it because I thought it was odd that they did it that way, but it's a minor thing. Now, if you move to the main plate, this is where it's kind of a bizarre thing. Move up just a little bit. All right, nope, you were good. Thank you. So here's my thing. You did a great job by doing dual plating on the Raw world titles, but now you don't on this belt. You don't bother with any like. That's why I really like those the Reggie trio of the Winged Eagle Intercontinental Tag Team title. Seeing that dual plated goodness in those belts, just seeing some good pictures. They pop. They're shiny. They're classic. This right here, if you put a little bit of that silver in the background on this thing pops. It pops. And going back to what I mentioned about how the world titles have that little bit of red, this globe should have had blue in it.
Oh, no definitely. Question. Even the tag team wrestling champions should have been blue all blue.
Do a dark blue because they did like a dark red on the other one. It's not like bright red like the straps were on the last one. Dark, like a dark blue, and then it could be in the background of the tag team wrestling. Nope. There you go. And a minor thing too, and this is completely minor. I think the top part of it where the logo would have been is a little too big. They kind of, it's hard to explain without seeing the side picture of the original belts. They kind of made the little hump at the top too big. And then you put the crown in there. The crown makes it look like it's a belt you buy, a custom belt you buy online or something, like you buy for fantasy football or something. I don't like that the crowns. It's very weird design there. But I get it. You have like the WWE logos there in the middle because you have to have front and center. But here, you should have just put it back at the top, and then have the globe unobscured, and then color the globe in blue with the blue on the tag team banner, and then I would say it would be a perfect belt at that point. And again, these are just minor things. There's some weird design choices. If you go to the side plate for a quick second. Like, look at the corner here. Like, look in the corner of like where the circle side custom side plates are. What are the little crowns? What are those? There's a circle with a crown in it.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Like, someone just like found the artwork on when they were designing it, and it said, "Here, let's pop a little crown in." It's weird. I think it's just like, just minor things like that. It's so. Oh, and another thing about these two, and I know that's weird. I don't get it. It's the same thing for the Intercontinental. If you bought the replica belt, the side plates do not have jewels on them, but they look like that, like they do have jewels on them. I have no idea. Like, if you buy a replica belt from the shop or anything like that of the world title, undisputed title, whatever, it has those jewels on it, standard. But it doesn't have them if you buy like any other belt with the circle side plates. They just they have a spot that makes it look like there's jewels, and it really just mind boggled me for a second. Like, I don't get why put them there, but then not sell it with the jewels on it. Yeah, it's very, very weird choice. So again, all in all, these are very nice belts. You can zoom back out. They're very nice belts, and they look, again, much better in person. If you see like Grayson Waller, Adam Austin Theory with them, and D-Town guy, I think he agrees with that. These look more traditional, and that's, I think, what they were going for. I think they were definitely wanting them to be completely separate looking belts. Thank you. And that's they got it. They got it there. So, what was any different thoughts that you had on either one of these belts?
I will say, the SmackDown belt is the better looking of the two. I just think that it's just once again with Raw, we looked at it. We looked at a belt that had a big circle on it for 15 years. So we're about to look at another belt with a circle on it for another 10 to 12 years.
It's funny. I wish you were exaggerating about how long it was, but no, unfortunately not. It's been
it was like
long.
2010, 2011 when they first brought out those copper belts.
The penny belts.
I looked at them. I was like, okay, these look weird, but whatever.
Well, yeah, because no one took it seriously that you were a champion, but you had bronze or copper belts.
Yeah.
Like you looked like you were a Michigan State fan too, because of the logo, the Spartan helmets on them. So,
oh, Doc, before we get to our heat of the week, we just got one quick segment to do.
Oh, yep.
One quick segment heat of the week, then we out of here.
You got it. Oh, 16 days since the buckle bomb.
We are buckle bomb free. 16 days.
Buckle bomb free for 16 days. So there we go. Just watch out. Watch out if you see anybody coming after you and there's a turnbuckle. Get away.
Or a guardrail.
Or Finn Balor's like, oh, sorry, buddy. Sorry. Yes. So make sure you get away. If you see a rogue Seth Rollins anywhere, come just like
a rogue Seth Rollins. Just run around trying to
get a spray bottle and just like get out of here. But all right, so let's definitely talk about the heat of the week here.
I think ours is probably gonna be unanimous.
Yeah, actually, hold on a second. Let's talk about one thing real quick,
okay,
and then we can talk about it. So yesterday, Monday Night Raw crowned a new women's world champion. Because of Rhea Ripley's injury, they decided to have what do they usually do? Battle Royal on the main event of Monday Night Raw. And the winner became champion. Was there any surprises that came back? Nope, no surprises. And you would think that in this new era that we are in, that everyone says we have a new video package, all this stuff, that we would get a new champion, possibly to push forward for this year, because at this point, it's starting anew. This is the perfect time. And who they give the belt to, Sauce?
Miss Rebecca Lynch.
Yeah, so yep, Becky Lynch wins the
Nia Jax, but
Yeah. No, I would have had Nia Jax if she would have won, I would have been happy. I would, because it would have been someone different and you could have built a lot of different storylines with that.
Mm-hmm.
It made no sense for Becky Lynch to win that title. It made no sense. It's like, I thought you were going to take some time off, but I guess not now, because now you're going to win this title. It was mind-boggling to me that they would do that. Shayna Baszler, she could have won the title, and you could have done some interesting title defenses at that point with her. Nia Jax could have won it. It's just hell. They could have even done Chelsea Green. I think they're waiting for her though. I think they're going to do Money in the Bank for her. You wait. Well, it's probably Tiffany Stratton will win this year, but I think she's going to try to insert herself into the match, depending on how the storylines work or whatever. But I was not a fan. I did not like that they picked her to win. She doesn't need the belt. She already won it. This is Becky 2 belts we're talking about. I don't know. Unless she plans on help elevate new talent, then I don't see what the point of this was. But that's my little rant about that.
It was probably just a last minute thing, like how when Punk and the media scrum thing all that happened.
Yeah.
Or they just put it on Mox for a moment just to figure out what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
You can't take any time off, Moxley. It's like, God dang it.
But that's one way you can look at it. They just had to put it on somebody reputable for a minute so they can figure out what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. But that was it. That was my main thing. So we can go to Heat of the Week now. So.
I think our Heat of the Week is pretty unanimous. If it's what I think it is.
Okay. All right.
As we swerve into the Heat of the Week. There we go. But yeah, I was gonna say Swerve Strickland. This man survived Tony Khan's, ass backwards, reckless booking, and he came on top as AEW champion. He even did the Kobe Bryant trophy.
Yes,
what's the name? Which I thought was pretty cool.
That was so cool. It was so cool about Swiss because I'm like, I saw that picture and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And some wrestling fans didn't get it because they probably didn't remember it or old enough to remember it.
Well, they just didn't watch basketball because
it was definitely like the iconic picture of that. So that was really cool. That was cool. That was really yeah, he deserved it. So I'm happy to see where it goes forward now with him and title defenses because now, sky's the limit. You can get him in some good storylines here. Just let him hold the title for a while. Let him have it until you have all those shows coming up. We got the Forbidden Door. Let him have it until All In. Let's see if TK has the balls to let him main event All In.
Doc. Let's see if he's got the cons.
There we go. Let's see. I don't think he will. I think he'll chicken out. I think he will. But he should. That'd be great because you can get that whole crowd dancing. Come on, Nana will be like, I'll get like 100 dancers to get out there and dance down the ring for it, And he'll get those ladies over those Brits, those London ladies there too. They're like, hey, Nana, these ladies are they're very interesting. He's like, yeah, I got I last around for I need ladies that
I can just picture Prince Nana just coming in the strip club like that, just hitting the Nana dance. Just go to strip club and he's just over there with the ladies.
Yep. That's oh, that's great. All while Swerve's in VIP with the belt, just chilling
with the most blank stare face.
Oh yeah, he just
and Prince Nana is just he's just right in front of the table, just doing his dance the whole time, nonstop for 3 hours.
And Swerve isn't even moving, he's not even there. But this whole time, what if the storyline was Nana was just in his head, and that's his happy side, and Nana was never there. It's just Swerve's. I don't know why he's done that.
That'd be as crazy as what's the name? Bray Wyatt just showing back up. Hey, keep kayfabe alive.
Oh my gosh! Now it is crazy. Oh boy, but we're gonna head on out of here. And thanks guys for all the chats and everything. It's always great. CBM always for the good anecdotes and everything's always great. D-Town guy, thanks for coming late. And but hey, it's great. Always good to hear because we have a champ. Because again, Sauce is our current champion.
They call me Saucy Two Belts.
Saucy Two.
Ask your mom about me.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. So, but on that note, we're gonna head on out of here, and we're definitely gonna catch you next week, where we're gonna talk basically about the draft. Talk a little bit. If we get more information, we'll let you know. But we'll give us our thoughts about what we think they should do with this draft coming up, because it will be interesting, especially with some of the NXT talent who's already here and who might move to be either show, and we'll go from there. So, but on that note, we're gonna head on out of here. So, unless you had anything else, Sauce,
I'm good. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's say thanks for stopping by, and all we ask is that you enjoy wrestling today, wrestling now, and we hope you enjoy wrestling tomorrow.